Welcome back once again to Cloud Juniors. My name is Penty Joseph. In this video, we will be looking at the Model 3 challenge, that is the lab challenge, creating a website for a cafe. Okay, so they are giving us a scenario where we have to create a static website for a cafe. Okay, all right. So as we usually do, let's start the lab. So we click on Start Lab. Let's wait for it for some time. It may take 2, 3 minutes or probably 5 minutes to start. So kindly have patience for the lab to start. All right. So the lab is starting. If this is your first time here, kindly subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you have access to my videos and then be able to get notifications if I upload a new video. If you are looking to practice more about AWS, to kindly subscribe because I'll be uploading helpful content that will help you capitalize your experience on AWS. Okay, still waiting for the lab to load. Okay, our lab is finally ready. It takes about 3 minutes to start, so kindly have patience as I said. So let's go ahead to start the task that we've been given to perform. Let's close this, and then as usual, to start the lab, when it's ready, click on AWS. So let's go and have a look at what we are supposed to build. So the as I already said, the challenge is about creating a static website, and then this is the scenario if you might want to read further on and then understand. Now, this is the lab overview of what we are supposed to do. Okay, we are supposed to host a static website by using Amazon S3. We are supposed to implement one way to protect our data with Amazon S3, and then implement data lifecycle in Amazon S3, implement disaster recovery strategy in S3. So this is the architecture diagram of what we are supposed to do. Okay, so we are creating a different S3 bucket in two different regions. Okay, okay. So let's look at how to go about it. This will be the final outcome of the project that we are supposed to build. So kindly follow along with what I'm doing. At the end of the day, you might understand everything here. Okay, so let's quickly move to the task one. What are we supposed to do? So extracting the files that you need for this lab. Sorry. Okay, so we are supposed to extract the file, download the zip file. Okay, fine. So you click on the zip file like this. You allow it to download. You can see it right here. It's downloading. So let's allow it to download. Okay. Let's give it some time. If you can recall the first lab that we created, okay, so it's right here. Okay, so let me just cut this. Okay, if you can recall the first lab that we created, um, we did we did created some folder that is ALX-M3. This is it. So I'll highlight everything and then permanently delete it. Okay. Then we will paste our zip file here because I want to have access to it. So how do you unzip it? We need to unzip it because if we don't unzip it, we might not be able to post it on the S3. Okay. So it needs to be unzipped. Okay. Yes. So you can see with the tax 2, that's where we are creating an S3 buckets to host our static website. So meaning the zip file needs to be unzipped. Okay. So we can just go right click and then I want to unzip it in the same folder. So what I'm going to do is extract it here. Okay, extract it here. Good. You can see the files have been extracted here. So I can delete the original file being the static, the zip file, sorry. So I can permanently delete that in order to save space. Good. So the files has now been extracted. Good. So let's start with the tax 2. We are asked to create an S3 bucket. Let's look at some of the features that we are supposed to allow before we start with the creating of the buckets. Now, we are supposed to create an S3 bucket, configure it to host your static website. Open Amazon S3, okay. It's supposed to be in this region. We are supposed to disable public block access. And then we enable, okay, good. They didn't give us anything to use as a bucket name. So we are just going to use our old preferred name to call our buckets. Okay, we'll give a nice name to the buckets. So as usual, for the sake of those who are inexperienced, let me kindly go back again and then start the whole thing afresh. Now there is a search bar right here. When you are able to log in successfully, there is a search bar right here. Just search S3 here and then wait for it to load. S3. S3. Okay, wait for it to load and then select S3 from the drop down menu. Okay. Okay, there is a default bucket just like the other lab that we did. So that is not what we are looking for. We are not in for the default bucket, but we want to create our own buckets. Okay, we can open their bucket. Okay, so their buckets has questions. Okay, so this is the bucket that AWS is using to host their question. You will see it shortly because it's part of the lab. Okay. So what are we meant to do here? We are supposed to create a bucket. So click on create bucket. This is the general bucket. Let's go and look at the lab that the region that we were asked to choose at first. So let's go back to the lab. So North Virginia, East 1, US East 1. So yes, it's North Virginia, US East 1. Okay, general people, what are we giving to the name? Let's give it a L. Sorry, we can't use any particular letter. ALX dash M3. So that is our bucket was name or my bucket name. Okay. You can choose to give it any name or you can give it a similar name like mine. But it's supposed to be globally unique. Okay. So we were not asked to allow ACL on the bucket. You can see from here that we were not told to allow anything, meaning we are leaving it as default. We were only asked to unblock or untick this and then acknowledge it. Okay. When we asked to allow versioning on the buckets, no. We were also not allowed to allow versioning on the bucket. So let's leave it as it is and then leave everything as they are and then click on create buckets. So we are creating the buckets. What is the next thing that we are supposed to do? The bucket is fully created. Okay, they said we should enable static website hosting on our bucket. Okay, so our bucket is ALX. Let's click on the bucket to open. To open your bucket, just click on the bucket like this, the bucket name. So we are supposed to allow what access. to the static website if we are doing it according to. Okay, so we click on properties. When we open the bucket, we click on properties. Then we scroll down till we see static website hosting. It's currently disabled, so we are enabling it. Now to enable it, just type index dot html. Um, it's okay. You can type the error dot html, but it's not really needed now for me. So I'm just typing the HTML. Okay, so save. Okay, so to upload the files into the bucket, we first of all open the bucket, and then you click on upload either here or there. So let's click here, upload, and then we add files, or we can even add folders. Let me click add folders first. I think the folder has a couple of folders also that we are supposed to add. So let me first add folders. So open the mhm, upload. Okay, we add another folder. Next one is images. Upload. Okay, and then let me add files, which is the HTML file. Okay, so let me add the HTML file. Okay, all right, they're all added. So let's upload that. Let's wait for some few seconds to upload. It's about 21 point something MB if I'm right. So let's wait for some few minutes for it to upload. Then let's have a look at the next thing to do. So after uploading, which is the 10, in a separate web browser, I've opened an endpoint. Okay, let's take it to off. Okay, so we upload the content in this task. Okay, close the content and then wait for this. Okay. Okay, so we are supposed to visit the endpoint. Then, after the endpoint, we are supposed to answer certain questions. Okay, so we have uploaded the files successfully, as you can see, succeeded. All the files are successfully uploaded. So let's try to enable the static website on the buckets. And then let's it because it's already enabled. We enable that. Let's try to access the endpoint to see if our website is responding. Okay, no, the website is not responding. So let's go back to the lab and let's go and answer some questions. So click on details, show. Okay, wait for some few minutes and then access multiple choice questions. Okay, question one. When viewing the website after task 3, let's go and have a look at the task 3 if you have forgotten. Then, so that is task 2. Yes, so after uploading our content, that is after uploading, were we able to view? That is what they are asking here. So when viewing the website after task 3, do you see the web page browser? No, no. The files are not publicly accessible. Even though the files are in the bucket, but they are not publicly accessible. Okay, so question one is supposed to be submitted. It's not publicly accessible. No. Then back key on the browser. Okay, so let's go down to see what's next. So we've now answered question one. Okay, so tax 4 is asking us to create a bucket policy to grant public access. So let's create a bucket policy that will grant public access. Okay, we are supposed to create um, a bucket policy that will grant public access since the public is not having access to the website for now. Okay, all right, all right, all right. All right. So um, let's go on. Let's create the um, bucket policy. Okay, let's go to permissions and then um, so permission bucket policy. Okay, this is it. You can see it here. Edit bucket policy. Okay, so let's go back to the lab. Okay, they give us some guidelines to take. So hence, if you get stuck, refers to the examples of. You can refer to it if you want to. That is, it's going to tell you how to create the policy, how to go about it, depending on what the policy that you want it for, whether you are granting access to public or whatever. So there are a lot of policies here that you can implement. But I have simplified one already. I've already created the policy. So let's move to docs. I have a simplified one. I'll put it in the description of the video so you can have access to it. So it's simplified. Let me just copy the whole um, policy. So this is bucket policy, okay, written in JSON. So let me come here and then paste that. Okay, and then save. Okay, yes, yes. Why? Why are we getting error? So we've specified what the bucket is doing, but we've not yet given our bucket name. So when you also copy my policy that I've created, then you input your bucket name here. So you can see I've written here your bucket name. Okay. So in this case, our bucket name is ALX dash M3. Okay. Then leave everything here. Don't change anything after this, but don't change anything. Let it be like this. And then come back again, save it. So it's successfully saved now. So after this, the policy has been attached to the buckets. Okay. So let's move on to the task. What is the task saying again? So confirm you have publicly okay. Okay, so what are they saying again? Congratulations, you have a static website. Confirm that the website is now publicly accessible. Okay, so let's try to see if we can have access to the website now. It's already open here, so let's just try to see if we have access to it now. Hula, okay. Everything is on point. Okay, so we have access to the static website now. It's functional, and we are able to publicly access the websites. Okay, so let's move on with the lab. Okay, so like policy. Okay, we've already done that. New challenge programming, detecting data, website data. Okay, detecting the website data. What are we asked to do? So we are asked to protect the data through versioning. Okay, versioning is like um, it's like an upgrade. Okay, so just like iPhone 6, iPhone 7, iPhone 8. Okay, that is it. So they are just adding different features to the same thing that they created, then in order for it to create a different version. So version 1, version 2, maybe the version 1 doesn't have a camera, the version 2 has a camera, the version 3 doesn't have a sensor, version 4 has a sensor. So that kind of, so versioning is a way of updating a file or a system, the same system in another way, adding more features. Okay, good. So it can be either you are degrading it or you are upgrading it. Versioning does not really matter if you are upgrading or you are degrading. Once you make changes to an existing something, you've already versioned it. Okay. All right. So they said we should okay, let's try to see. So you should enable version on the buckets. Okay. You should enable version. Is that enable version? Let's go back. Open ALX. So notice that enabling version you can't disable it. Yes, that is what we need to know. After enabling version, you can't disable it. So to enable version, click on properties. Then you can see it here, bucket versioning is currently disabled. So we are going to enable it. So click on edit, then enable version, save here. So it's saved. Okay, we've now enabled version. So what again are we asked to do? Let's have a look at the lab. Okay, text HTML. Okay, so they're asking us to make changes because, as I told you, we've added version. So they are asking us to make changes to the file in the X3 buckets that we have created. Okay, so that we will see that okay, it's going to create different version of the same thing. So there is going to be version 1, version 2, version 3, depending on how we are modifying it, whether downgrading or upgrading it. Okay. So in this case, they have specifically asked us to make some changes. You can see it right here. Let me just put the quiz somewhere here. What's next? What's next? Good. Let's make these changes. Okay. So they're asking us to locate the first line in the embedded CSS. So basically, they are just asking us to make some changes. Okay. So we are changing this to that. We are changing that to this. We are changing this to that. Okay. So let's get access to the HTML file. Let's get access to it. Let's just open it with, so you right click it in order for you to open. You right click it, just right click it, okay, and then open with notepad. Open with notepad and then come back to this. So we are changing this aquamarine to Gainsborough. Okay, all right. So let's go back to the copy, just copy the aquamarine and then come here, Control plus F, and then paste the aquamarine in this and click find. Okay, so it's right here. You can either type it, or if you are a lazy man like me, you can go back to the lab and then copy this. Okay, you can as well as also type it if you want, and then Control plus V. Okay, so Control plus V. So from Aquaman, or is it Aquamarine? Yes, Aquamarine, not Aquaman. Sorry, from Aquamarine to um, Gainsborough. Okay, all right. So what again are we asked to change? Let's move back to this. We were asked to change orange from orange to what again? To corn silk. Okay. So let's look for orange here. Paste. Find. Okay, orange is located. And then let's copy corn silk. Go back to where orange is. Clear it. Clear that. And then paste this. So corn silk. Is there any changes that we are supposed to do again? So aquamarine again is again changed to game bro. Okay, so go back to paste aquamarine. It's in here. So go back and then again Gainsborough. All right. Okay. All right. So Control plus V, we paste that. Okay, we are done with I think all the changes or the modifications that we are supposed to do. So we are done with that. So we are to upload the file again back to the S3 bucket. Okay, we are re-uploading the web browser. Sorry, we are re-uploading the file and then we reload the web browser to see what is going to happen. Okay, so first of all, let's save it. Let's close the search dialog and then click save for this. So this is saved again on our machine. But don't forget that there is already a copy of it in the cloud. That is in the S3 bucket. And this is it. .html. It's already here. Okay. So I want you to observe something. Look at the color of this website. You can see this side is yellow and then with green and other colors. Okay. So observe, be observant, be very observant. Look at this. Now we are not going to come here. We will just go to the buckets and then click on upload, add files, and then re-add this file again. This is the file we have made the modifications to. Okay, so let's add it back to the S3 bucket again and then upload it. So succeeded, it's uploaded. Now let's close it. Okay, it's uploaded. You can see it here. Okay, before it will be visible, you need to click show versions. Okay, by currently the first one has override the second one. But in order to see that there are two files here, you need to click here, versions, show versions. So when you click there, you see it's telling you version. This is one version, and then this is another version. Okay, but what happens is, every time you upload the new file override the old one. Okay, so you remember, look at the color of our website. Let's try to refresh it and then see if there is going to be any changes again. So let's refresh it. Let's refresh it. Let's refresh that. Oh la la. Okay. So we can see the changes that we make to our website is really effective now. It's responsive on the website now. Good. So it's accessible and then it's really working on the website now.